Hi there. So today I am coming out here to clean up the edging on this side of the house here on this bed. The grass has been getting in to the edge and it just happens like that every year. I also have some wild onions or chives or whatever they are, I don't know, popping up in here, and also some like little random hosta that seeded itself in there. So holy cow, I haven't really been over here, you guys, but check this out. Wow, that's my Japanese maple. It's so pretty, and my hosta are popping up out here. It's looking great. I'm going to be cleaning up this bed right here, and then I thought I also really need to clean up my raised garden bed. I'll show you what that looks like. It's infested with weeds, and that one right there in that section, I've got plants that I overwintered. Those are all weeds. These are all weeds except for there are some snapdragons that came back. Wow. Well, that's exciting. Last year I planted Chantilly snapdragons in this bed, and I left them all winter long to see if they would come back, and they are. These are more plants that I overwintered here. I overwintered those hosta in here, and then I have a boxwood. But you can see this area needs cleaned up and weeded really bad. That's a giant weed. I mean, they're everywhere. That's a giant weed. So we'll get all this cleaned up. But the other day I was telling you about my roses. These roses have to be pruned, but these roses do really well. I've got pretty and pink rose there, and then a pretty and pink rose here. I just have to prune them, which I should have done already. But they do really well. Then I have several other roses that do really well. And then my brother gave me these bags. They've got onions in them. He had extra, so he just gave them to me. But I thought I'd get this area cleaned up as well. And oh gosh, this area needs cleaned up too. Those are all weeds. The hairy bittercress. It's like it gets to this point and I almost don't want to pull it because I don't know if you can see this, but watch. Did you see that? All the seeds are gonna go flying. I don't know if you can see that, but when you pull it at this stage, all the seeds go flying. So I almost just kind of want to wait till it dries up. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And you can tell it's spring because the smell of success scent in the air from the farmer's field across the way there. It literally smells like somebody rubbed a baby diaper on my face. That's what it smells like right now. It's pretty gross, but it is what it is when you live in the country like I do. So I'm gonna grab, I don't know, possibly a shovel. I might need a shovel or like a hand shovel maybe, and then just like a bucket to put all my weeds and grass in. I think my shovel is still up by the garage. I don't think I ever put it away. Oh, this little section's looking great. It kind of drives me nuts though that one of my Great Expectation hosta just disappeared, which is really, really strange. So I only have 2 of them in there. It makes me nuts. I want to either split one and put one right there, or take one out. I don't know. But the Weigela is, oh my gosh, there's a little bloom on there already. It's budding up. These are so pretty when they bloom. This section looks especially good. We've had so much rain, and the heuchera up here in the full sun, you know, they really need the rain or water, moisture when they are in the full sun like that, but they do a lot better in the full sun in my yard than they do in the shade. So that's where I like to put them. Oh yes, there's my shovel. While I'm over here, I should grab all these weeds in here too. That's another one of that hairy bittercress weed, and I'm so sick of even saying it, but it's just everywhere in my garden. So I really want to get in there and clean it. I just get scared to come in here because I have had to deal with a little bit of poison ivy in here, and so I'm always hesitant. Oh my word, there's like a wild columbine that's growing. It's got buds on it. Huh, that's really neat. I might dig that up and put it down in the gully. I usually wear sunglasses when I pull this stuff because the seeds, like I said, they pop up and just go everywhere. And I swear, almost every time they go into my eyeballs. So I always either have to like close my eyes when I pull it or wear sunnies. The hard part about this weed though is you want to pull it before it blooms, before it sets seed, but it's a lot harder to pull when it's smaller. So sometimes you end up leaving the root in there. It's just not a fun weed to deal with. So anyway, I'm going to continue cleaning all this area in here, and then we will move on to that section. And my baby can sit above, for the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there. In the sweet by we shall meet on that beautiful. Oh, that looks so much better. I ended up trimming a couple of the dead limbs that were hanging down pretty far. I try not to trim too much off this tree because it's technically my neighbor's tree. When she planted it, it was way before we moved in, but it ended up kind of being on our property, which we don't care. It's really pretty.
You want this in the fridge?
Oh, what is it?
Iced coffee.
Iced coffee?
No sugar.
Wow.
It's probably gonna make the hair stand up on your armpits.
Ew! It's totally something a boy would say. Thank you. That was really nice. I was just about ready to go in and get some water. I forgot to bring it out with me, but I've never had this. It's a Starbucks, not like a huge Starbucks fan, but Starbucks Nitro Cold Brew. Woo! Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's just black coffee. Just plain black coffee. Anyway, so my neighbor, this is technically her tree. It's beautiful, but it's kind of like on our property, which is completely fine. I'm grateful for it. But I asked her a couple of years ago if it was okay if I trimmed up a couple of the dead branches, and she said, yeah, it's totally fine. So I went ahead and trimmed up a couple more, and it looks a lot better. But anyway, that'll be enough for now. Let's move over to that section over there. This section is not looking too bad. I just have to clean up the weeds, obviously clean up the grass along this edge. I trimmed up that tree the other day, yesterday actually, and it looks great now. It's like a nice little path in here. So I am just gonna come in here and just pull up all these grass that are in here, and they usually come up fairly good. I've got this little section right here of Kniphofia with this, I think it's called lava rock, and you can get this at Home Depot or Lowe's in the bags. I've had it in here for quite some time. Oops! Had it in here for quite some time, but it's a really neat looking rock, and I just kind of have it on that section right there just for something different. But yeah, we'll just go in and clean up some of this grass here. I did bring my shovel just in case some of it wants to be difficult, but we've had quite a bit of rain lately, so it should come out fairly easy. I'm hoping. Yeah, it's coming out pretty good. Just like that. There. So we'll just keep going on the grass, get it nice and cleaned up in here. Ooh, those roots went down far. Nate grows really good grass, so it's always wanting to creep into my flower beds. Gotta keep an eye on it. Alright. We shall sing on that beautiful shore. The melody songs of the blessed, and our spirits shall sorrow no more. That is time for the blessing of rest in the sweet, sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the sweet, sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful. God bless me. I just had to go get my real drink, water. This iced coffee is great, but it's just not cutting it. It's pretty good though, but there's nothing that beats water. I don't drink pop really, for really no other reason than I just don't like it. Every once in a while, maybe like once a year, I'll get a hankering for like a Diet Dr. Pepper, but other than black coffee and water, I really don't drink anything else. It's looking really good. I just had to go inside and get my water and a hair tie, and now we'll make it down to the sunny spot in my raised garden bed and start cleaning up all those weeds. A lot better. I got most of the weeds cleaned up. The rest of it needs to be cleaned up, like the leaves and everything too, but my plan is this year to rearrange this garden bed here. Now that my brother put in this beautiful trellis here, not last summer but the previous summer, I wanted to rearrange these beds, and they need to be redone anyway because they're literally falling apart. They're like, this wood is probably 7-8 years old. When we first built our house, I put these in here years and years ago. I started out with just these two and then added that one the next year, and my goal is to rework them so they're going in a different direction. So I kind of want to make take both of these two out and make one that goes like this, and then there'll be like a walkway to this little arbor here, and then make one that comes right off of this trellis that goes that way. That way there's just two beds and a nice little walkway. So that's my hope. And then if I have room, I might do like a third bed down there. I'm not really sure. But that's on the books for this year. And so I don't really want to do too much cleaning around here because it's going to get rearranged and reworked anyway. First I got to find a spot for all these plants, which I think I'm going to throw all these up in my Lollipop Lane, and then those I can just put in the gully somewhere. These snapdragons I might wait until after they bloom. We'll see. But anyway, that's the story on that. Now I'm going to go over to that section and trim up some boxwoods. Last year Nate and I put in this little edge around here. I do have to come in and dig the edge out a little bit. We just kind of threw it in, kind of like Lollipop Lane, and didn't really worry too much about edging it. I mean, I made a nice clean edge, but I didn't go super deep or anything. I think what I'm going to do is probably cut out a little bit more and come out, I don't know, at least like three more inches, but I'll do that a different day. For right now, I just wanted to come in here and prune up all of these boxwoods. So these are, I think they were Winter Gem. I think they're Winter Gem. I'll have to check on that. But I'm pretty sure they're winter. Actually, let me go look because I think I left a tag on this one. I got a bunch of them at the end of the season one year and just threw them in here. Yeah, there's still a tag. Let me see. Yes, Winter Gem boxwood. So you can prune them. I don't know if you can see that, but you can prune them really nice and round. I've got these down in my gully garden as well. But I'm gonna prune these up. They've never been pruned before. I didn't prune them when we put them in here. I kind of just wanted them to put on a little bit of growth first, and so my idea is to have these like trimmed in a nice circular ball. So that's what I'm gonna do. Got my pruners out here, and I'm just gonna kind of shape them up a little bit. Just do the best I can. It's obviously not gonna be a perfect ball right away because they're newer plants. Pull some leaves while I'm here. Can't help myself. Alright, I'll come in here and get all the rest of this grass and stuff when I end up trimming this bed. But for right now, like I said, we're just gonna prune these up. And eventually they will grow into a nice little ball. Oh, there's a tick. I'm pretty sure that's a tick. Oh yeah. See that? Pretty sure that's a tick. We get a lot of different kinds around here. Put it in the sun. My neighbor would know. I should take a picture and send it to her. I think it's a tick. Let me know what kind of tick it is. Probably should go burn it. Okay, I'm gonna smash it. Nature's Hitchhikers. I'm gonna have to take a shower after this. Yuck. It's so weird, you guys. Judy just asked me in a comment if I've seen any ticks around here, and I was like, no, not really. I seen 2 of them, one on my brother, and then I seen one kind of out like in the woods a little bit, but that's about it. I literally just responded to her today and said that, and then I see a tick. Ugh. Alright, so I'm going to continue to prune these up just a little like that and let them grow in and thicken up. those 3 little ones look a lot better now too. I'm hoping to turn those into a nice round sphere. Looking really nice. Everything's looking great around here. The astilbe looking good. Gotta show you guys this carpenter bee. He's just having a grand old time digging a hole in my wood. Hey bud, what you doing? Oh, goodness. It's a weed. Oh, and I have to show you. Yeah, this is looking a lot better now that I cleaned it up the other day. It looks so good. But this right here is poison ivy. Yep, poison ivy, right in my garden. So if I didn't know what it looked like and I couldn't identify it, I would have no clue. I would just grab that up with my gloves, no big deal. You know, maybe I'd scratch my face or pull my hair back or, you know, pull my shirt down or whatever. I would get, so I always like stand like this when I'm like just looking at my garden. I just kind of stand, even with my gloves on, I'll stand kind of just like this. And I would literally get a hand mark. It would be like my thumb and my fingers hand mark on my skin of a poison ivy rash. That's how bad I would get it. It would get on my gloves because it's just in my garden somewhere. I'd have no clue because I didn't know what it looked like. I couldn't identify it. You know, just touch whatever, my skin, heaven forbid. But my clothes, it goes straight through my clothes, the oil. But anyway, just had to show you that. I think I'm all done. Look at that planter. It just looks awesome all the time. Those plants are in there year round. I don't touch them. I might add a couple impatiens in there just for some extra color, but it does just great. Gotta collect all my things and we'll start to get this place cleaned up. Those boxwoods look good. To be honest, I was gonna try to tackle that, but that tick kind of freaked me out. I wanna go inside and take a shower, make sure I don't have any on me. But this looks really great and it's a good start to getting this bed cleaned up so that I can rearrange it here hopefully soon. This is looking really great. Gotta get another close-up of this beautiful Japanese maple. I love that. I got that on a clearance too for 50 bucks I think, and it was looking like death, and it has done really well. This is looking a lot better too. I did forget to grab the little chives or wild onions or whatever that are growing up, but I think I'll do that another time because like I said, I'm just really like freaked out from that tick. So this is looking really nice. I got this cleaned up. I got underneath this tree cleaned up. Grab my coffee. It smells like pine. I love it. It's a nice sweet mixture of pine and manure. Well, thank you guys so much for being here today. I appreciate you poking on the movie today and spending time with me out here in the garden, tackling some spring things until the summer gets here. I'm pretty excited about it. We're getting to everything little by little. All right, well, hope that you're having an awesome day today and just enjoying the beautiful weather that we're having. I know some of you are getting lots of rain as well, so I hope you're enjoying all the rain that you're getting. I'm sure your plants are enjoying it. All right, well, hopefully I see you guys tomorrow, but until then, I'm signing off and we'll see you later. Bye. All right, I just got done taking a shower and making sure there were no ticks that were on my body, and I texted my neighbor just because she is really good at identifying ticks. I said, is this a tick? I think it is, but I'm not sure. She says it is. It is a black-legged tick, the ones that carry Lyme disease. So it's, you know, not to be messed around with. I said, oh my gosh, I smushed it with a rock and took a shower. And then she told me some more information on the tick. But anyway, I just want to tell you guys, if you're in Michigan, look out for the ticks. I did hear that they were bad this year, but like I mentioned earlier, I've only seen a couple of them, and that was when we were in the woods. but they are in my garden right out in the open, nature's hitchhikers. So anyway, be careful. Max, you want to say bye? You watching the birds? You're a good boy. Max, fluffy boy. You want to say bye? Yeah, that's nice.